So we're just laughing because Sandy actually went to get a pillow. Went to get a pillow because she thought that she was yeah, because she thought she was too short. So that's why we were laughing. But hi, everybody. So it's Raisa
and Sandy,
and we're here with our October 2020 market update for real estate. So the numbers are in. We really wanted to share them with you. There's a lot of things that are happening. There's a bit of transition that's going to be happening in the market starting in 2021, and a lot of it we're starting to see the roots of in October. So let's get started and we'll share with you what is happening. So year over year sales from October of last year, of 2019 to October of 2020 for the Toronto, so the GTA area, are actually up. Sales were up by 25.1%. So last year at this time there were 8,400 sales in October roughly, and we're now at 10,560. So there was definitely an impact from the spring market, which didn't happen with COVID, and people that were waiting and pent-up demand and low interest rates that are happening. So the number of sales dramatically increased. What was really interesting was the condos.
Yes.
So condos doubled the number of listings from last year to this year. And for many of you, you've seen in some of our posts and some of our email updates that the reason for that is that investors have started to sell. They can't really do Airbnbs. Tourism is not coming in. And a lot of those people have put the condos in the market, as well as people that have moved back home because they couldn't afford to stay, or they didn't have to stay in their condo and they could work from home. So that's why the condo numbers doubled. Condo prices still increased year over year. They increased 2.2% from last year to this year. Now, in some pockets, the numbers were greater, and condo prices were increasing 12 and 15%. In some areas, they were decreasing if there was a huge pent-up demand. Downtown was interesting. It was really building by building. Some buildings have a stronger demand. Those prices went up higher. Other buildings have lesser demand, so those buildings, the prices either maintained or were a little bit lower. What some people were doing was going from a one-bedroom or a one-bedroom plus den, selling it and going to a two-bedroom because the prices were cheaper and they were able to get into those condos. Mm-hmm. So Sandy and I have seen that with some of our clients. Yes. Detached homes, totally different story. So this is detached and semi-detached. So in the 416 area code, the number of sales were up by 19.6%, and the average price also increased to 1.47 million, which was an increase of 11.2%. So average price in the 416 area code is 1.47. The average price in the 905 area code is 1.123 million. Now, the 905 sales increased greatly. There were 4,035 sales. And the number in the 905 area code, the number of listings increased from last October to this October 39%. That's a huge increase that the numbers went up. And that means a lot of people that were buying and selling in sort of the outside of the Toronto area. And again, the prices went up to 1.123 million, which was an increase by 18%. So if you were living in the 905 area code, you actually made more profit on your house percentage-wise than people did in the 416. Now, that being said, some neighborhoods in the 416 are super desirable, like Bloor West Village or out east in Leaside. Those areas and neighborhoods were popping up much quicker and the prices were going higher. Houses are still going in competition in a desirable area and in a desirable house, meaning something that people really want. People are still doing offer dates. They're getting multiple offers and they're going in a week. If the house is not in as a desirable area or not as a desirable property, then those are taking 2 to 3 weeks to sell, as long as they are priced properly. So year over year sales, overall sales are up 25% year over year. COVID did not crash the market, even though the economy dropped by 38% in February and March. The market continued. New listings year over year were up 36%. So this is really a reflection of the fact that in spring, in March, April, and even into May, people were not able to sell their properties. So a lot of that has been left over to the fall market. And the average price between the 416 and 905 area codes was up 13.7%. So competition for single family homes still remains strong. So this is any of the detached or semi-detached. And the low borrowing costs have also helped. Really, interest rates are really low. We have some of our clients that have gotten mortgages at 1.69%. So it's a bit tougher to get mortgage, to get qualified for a mortgage right now. They're asking for a ton of information. It's taking longer. It's taking 2 or 3 weeks to do it. But it is really, if you can get a lower mortgage and get in there, it's really great. Jason Mercer, who is the TREBS, the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board's Chief Market Analyst, thinks that we're going to finish strong in 2020. So we think 2021 is actually going to be a more balanced market where there's going to be a more even number of buyers and sellers. Now, Benjamin Tall is the CIBC Chief Economic Officer, and he's predicting a slowdown. And he's taking a look at some of the factors such as potential layoffs and people that have bought and sold are not going to be moving, and there won't be as many people that are in the marketplace. Some other things to consider may be people having loss of income or job insecurity because of COVID. That they're tightening up the borrowing restrictions. There's also less immigration, so we have less new buyers coming into the market, especially at the white collar level because of everything that's the restrictions with COVID, and also end of mortgage deferrals. That will be coming to an end in 2021, and layoffs. If we start seeing major layoffs happening in 2021, then we know that it will have an impact on the market, especially for people that are over leveraged. So anyone that's in a higher a house of any price, but especially if they're in a higher end home and they're leveraged to the max where their debt ratio is really maxed out, they will be looking for quick sales. So we don't have a crystal ball to tell you. We do think the market's going to continue to move quickly through the rest of the year. So what does that mean? If you were thinking of retiring and thinking of selling your home in the spring of 2021, we would recommend that you do that now, especially if you're in a desirable area. If you're looking to buy, we would tell you to kind of wait to see towards the end of December. It's always more of a buyer's market towards the end of the year in the winter months and even into the spring months. Now, if you need to move and buy and sell, there are always opportunities out there, but that's just from our perspective.
Yes.
So Sandy and I are both wearing our poppies in honor of Veterans Day.
That's right. And we'd just like to give a shout out to all the veterans of the world, I guess. And we also have veterans in our own family.
Yeah. We have my brother is a veteran and my dad was a veteran as well. So we want to thank everyone that is a veteran or has a veteran in their family for their service. And thank you for the support of keeping our life free and able to live in the country that we do. So happy Veterans Day to the veterans out there. A hello to all of our clients that are listening. And we hope to see you soon. Let us know if you have any questions. Ciao.
Ciao.